Today, I wanted to talk about what ChatGPT can do just for everyday life. So, not necessarily for authors, just everyday tasks that it can actually help you with. One of the things I love to do with Chat is to plan my day, week, month, whatever I feel like doing. I actually make it a morning ritual to use one of my GPTs called Morning Motivator. Where is Morning Motivator? I really should have popped this up before I started recording. With Morning Motivator, I can put whatever I want or click. I need to I am gonna put my other task here just because that's what I know. Okay. Mhm. Need to finish editing 2 books, they're almost done. I also need to get groceries because, girls gotta eat and plan week's meals. There you go. So, a little morning motivator. Normally, I'm just giving it my task for the week, asking it to plan my week, and then on a daily basis, I do like to sit down with it about 30 minutes in the morning. It's my little routine, and I make adjustments. What did I accomplish yesterday that now I can mark off a list, have it redo, whatever? It becomes my little morning thing. It gives me stuff like this. Not bad. And I can make adjustments as whatever. And it ends with a little motivational quote. ChatGPT can do things like this for you, whether it's through a GPT like Morning Motivator, which I'll actually show you how to create as well, or just logging into ChatGPT and asking it what you need. For instance, let's say you want to have it help you plan out your weekly meals. You don't need specialized prompts. I know many people come in AI think you need those. Yes, the better your prompt is, the better your result right away. But otherwise, while you're getting comfortable working with AI and ChatGPT in particular, you could just have a natural conversation with it. You could say, I need help planning this week's meals and tell how many people you have in your family. Just one person, two people, family of six, whatever you need. Now, here is where you can really start customizing it too. Give it any allergies. People are allergic to nuts. I have a son that is allergic to that. So say there's a nut allergy to avoid. And I'll also tell it, I can get specific. I want the majority of meals cooked in a slow cooker. You can also give it, let's say, ingredients that you have. You can give it that way. Let's see what it gives us just from this stuff. I need help planning this week's meals for a family of four. Nut allergy to avoid. Majority of meals cooked in a slow cooker, pressure cooker, and no fish. You could go through. It has the ingredients, the prep, and it's doing slow cooker for everything. Let's say I don't want that. Let's start over fresh. Plan this week's meals. Here are the things I want. Two slow cooker meals. One day of leftovers. Preferably a whole new meal. Because so instead, now this time just changed up. Hey, I want two slow cooker meals, a day of leftovers, hopefully a new meal made from the leftovers, and then back to don't do much fish around here, and there's a nut allergy to avoid. And I wanted to do it this way because you'll see there's no recipe. I mean, obviously tacos are pretty easy, right? But it does not give the recipes. But if I want them, I'm happy with this. I can say, great. I mean, the recipe for each one or whichever ones you need. There we go. Got one for our beef roast taco night. All right, so for our leftover, it took the roast and turning it into a soup. So what if this is great, but I want to come up with some meals, okay? Let me come up with new recipes. I want, garlic and steak bites at homemade. Let's see what it does with this. I've actually never done it this way before. Now remember, chat has access to the internet. Its cutoff is, I can't remember the exact date, but it's somewhere in 2023. So it has access to a lot and it can pull from that. Our instructions, ingredients, and some homemade rolls right here. There you go. So it can help with your meal planning. Do a new chat. And it can also help with, say, exercise planner, day scheduler. Let's go back to our schedule thing, but without the GPT. I need help scheduling my week. Need to finish 2 work projects. One is due Tuesday and one due Thursday. You can get specific. You can leave it general, see what it gives you, or I can say, hey, I want to finish the Tuesday one by the end of today, by the end of Monday, not Tuesday morning, something along those lines. I'm just throwing in some normal parrot things here. Let's see, pick a need to do grocery shopping. I'm just going through in a couple of random things. Here we go. So again, need help scheduling the week. List out all of those things that you have to do. If you have any specifics, for instance, here, have to get these 2 work projects done. If you know when you want one of them done by, put that in there. You can also say things like the project due Tuesday is halfway done. give it an idea of where you're at already in that project. I have to help with homework each evening. Thankfully, I don't, and then just all of your tasks. There's a good chance you might have much more than what I listed. It can handle it all. And then you would go through its output and make any corrections you need. So Monday, work on project number 1, the one due Tuesday. I could come back and say, hey, I want the project due on Tuesday to be finished by Sunday evening. I also like my week to start on a Sunday. So I can just, I don't like the way this is laid out. It's confusing me. I want the week plan to start on Sunday. And now it will give me starting on Sunday. Right, knock out the meal planning, grocery shopping, start on Tuesday's project, and just go through and make any adjustment, whatever it doesn't need. And this is another one that is great to make a GPT for. If you know you have certain things, you can make a GPT for it. For instance, I'm going to go over here, create a GPT, to create one. It will bring you to this screen, and it'll actually walk you through creating one. If you've never messed with making a GPT before, I promise you they are super easy to do. You can have that conversation here. I need you to do this. I need you to plan my week. I need you to make a fitness plan for me. Or if you already know what you want and you're comfortable with making these GPTs, you can just put the instructions here. This is what I'm normally used to. But let's go here and walk through it. I want to create a customized weekly workout plan. This is very general, right? The thing to remember with AI is you want to give it those specifics. If you don't have a lot of specifics, you're open to pretty much anything. Leaving it general like this is fine. No harm in it. I can also make it tailored to me right away. I don't want to go to the gym. Equipment at my house, but I prefer using body weight. So getting in preference, but not saying I only want to do that. And then I can list out equipment that I do have. Lots of belts. You go. Give it the equipment available. Again, if you want to just leave it general, see what it gives you, you could do this. But if I'm making a GPT, I want it more tailored for me. I don't want to have to remind it, hey, I prefer using to do body weight exercises. And this is the equipment I have. So now when I go to use this GPT, it's always going to know that. And I could say, I want to, because we're doing a weekly one, 30 minutes a day. If you want to do that only 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, whatever, put that in there. Doing it this way is going to start creating the GPT, and it's going to come back and ask you some very simple questions. How does that sound as a name? Great. Now it's going to create the little profile picture. And I'm not afraid to tell it I don't like the picture, but I'm not going to waste my time doing that if it gives us something awful. But if you don't like this, you could say, I don't like it, give me another. Because if you're like me and going to end up with lots of GPTs in that sidebar, you want to be able to easily pick something out using that picture. That's why it's important. All right, setup is complete and now it's ready. Okay, so it actually didn't ask the other questions. One of the questions it normally asks is, how do you want me to respond? I'm actually going to give it that. Let's see how it works first. Let's see. It's just a warm up. Over here in this configure tab, gave us a description of it. It filled out our instructions right here. I can read through this and change anything that I don't like. That's fine to switch over to this tab and do stuff. Expertise focuses on bodyweight exercises and minimal equipment workouts. I like that. For structured day-by-day plans. Like that. If you have an injury, hip injury, knee injury, bad shoulder, you could put things like that in here, Oops, right there. Shoulder injury to my right shoulder. Okay, whatever restrictions you have, you could put that in here, okay? And you should. And then these little starters are those little blocks that you can click instead of typing it out. Hey, give me my weekly plan. I can click a little starter right here. You can ask it for some new starters. Come over here. I want different starter questions. It'll give you something different. You can have more than just 4 and tell it you want it to rotate through those starter questions. Then those boxes will actually change whenever you visit the GPT. So those are some things you can do right here. Get rid of these, change up the question to whatever you want, do whatever. And I always turn on the code interpreter and data analysis. This is especially useful to download file CSV files, things like that. And you can also upload files to ChatGPT if you were unaware. All right, so we have our customized planner right here. And then once you're happy with it, if you did not like the output that it gave over here, make a change. I could tell it I want it to be snarky with me. I want it to be rude. I want it to be upbeat, positive, and encouraging like Richard Simmons. It will take that into account in its tone output. What if you ever talk to me like Richard Simmons? Let's see what that will do for us. All right, he'll channel Richard Simmons' high energy and positive vibes. And let's do the warm up thing again. Warm up. Well, again, go back and forth. Whatever you want to change, just come back over here to the left and make those changes. And when you're done, you can click Create. You can have it shared only you. You can give the link out to friends, whatever else. You can make it publicly available so people can search the GPT store for it whenever you're wanting. And since I didn't actually do much with that and it is customized, I'm just going to make it only me. And then there is your GPT. So now it will be in your side panel if you choose to save it here. It's automatically saved, but I can remove it from the sidebar. There it is. And again, you could do that same thing with creating a GPT for your meal planner. Go back in there, the GPT meal planner, no instructions. Again, tell it what you would want to do. So I have a family 6 with the first instruction. We'll plan a week of meals for me. Things to know. I have a family of 6. One of them has a nut allergy. one day of leftovers, preferably a whole new meal. If you know you do Taco Tuesdays, Spaghetti Saturdays, whatever, put that in there. If you don't like certain foods, let it know that. If your family really likes certain foods, put those in there. Let's do three. If you don't, especially when it comes summertime, maybe you want to make sure you have barbecue once or twice a week, or on the weekends, every weekend you want to do barbecue. Well, if you put that here in the GPT, it's going to incorporate that every time you use it. However, whenever you go to use the GPT, you can say, hey, it's wintertime, we aren't barbecuing right now. It will take that into account. And I'm going to tell it, you will, is the tone, so you will use the tone and expertise of Gordon Ramsay. What this is likely going to do right here is give me more of those chef-like meals, a lot of work in the kitchen. Guess what? I don't like that. Maybe I just want the tone of Gordon Ramsay. There we go. I want each meal to take no longer than 20 minutes of preparation. I want, let's see, I want one meal each week that is ready to go in less than 30 minutes. That is ready to, I want to say eat, just so there's no confusion. There you go. So you have all of your specifications, and I can create it. Let's see what our starters are. I actually didn't make any starters. And again, I'm going to say only me. Hewitt. The good thing about having those little starter prompts, instead, I could actually make this one of my starters or my only starter if I only wanted one. And I can just come here to that GPT and push that button. And so we have our slow cooker. Right, so you see again, it did not give recipes, which the slow cooker isn't bad. Like maybe I actually need recipes for here and this one. So that's something I can go back into this GPT, edit, make sure to include a recipe for each meal. And, and also give me a grocery list for the week. There you go. So now I have my recipe for each meal, and it's also going to give me the grocery list. Let's see how this works out. And I am going to make that starter. And you can make it fun. It doesn't have to be this. What's for dinner? I'm going to go ahead and click update. Even though it does update as you're typing, I always click that. And let's view our GPT again. What's for dinner? So there's our recipe, ingredients, and instructions. And that's, you can see it only gave us one. Okay. So this is obviously a good one for what's for dinner tonight. That's fine. I can come back in because I do like this. Maybe I just want that one for tonight, not a full weekly meal plan. I actually like it, so mistakes can be good. Date one more time, and let's see how this starter works out for us. So if this one works, again, that mistake works in my favor if I just want a quick what's for supper tonight. Click that what's for dinner button or ask it, give me the week's meal plan. And let's see how it's doing. Ingredients and instructions. Some easy instructions, huh? Something else I would like to see. I know I'm just getting carried away with tailoring this, but this is what's possible with your GPTs. I can say, hey, I actually want to know how long this is going to take and tell it to include a prep time and cook time with each meal or total time. We have our leftovers and our grocery list. So there we go. Right. So that's just like not even the tip of the iceberg of what ChatGPT can do just for those everyday tasks. It can help you with meal planning, help you with your workout planning, help you schedule your day, your week. There's so many others that just aren't coming to me right now. But basically, if you can think it up and prompt it, you can have chat help you out with that. I hope this was helpful for you and look forward to hearing about any GPTs that you create. Bye, everyone.